Welcome. English First Language Part 1, Prose 4, Anandi Gopal, an autobiography. Pearls of Literature 8 Standard 2024-2025 Karnataka State Board Syllabus Part 1, Rereading Task. Given below are the names of some of the Indian women who are considered great because of their service to India. Identify them and match them with their description. I already matched it. The fierce patriot who first unfurled India's flag at an international assembly, Madam Kama. Second one, young Margaret Noble, came under the spell of Swami Vivekananda. She came from distant Ireland to India to serve the people of this land, Sister Nivedita. Third one, Jawaharlal Nehru's sister, entered the non-cooperation movement. She was the first woman in India to hold the ministerial rank, Vijayalakshmi Pandit. Fourth one, born in the Bengali family, graduated and worked as a teacher. She was an active member of Congress Party, Aruna Asaf Ali. Fifth one, she was undoubtedly one of the greatest political leaders of India. She was the first and the only woman to be elected as the Prime Minister, Indira Gandhi. These are some of the great women of India. We know about them because somebody had written their life stories, history. A. What do you call this type of writing? Biography. B. What do you call the life history written by a person about himself? Autobiography. C. What is the information we get from these type of writing? Both the forms of the writing can provide, both means autobiography and biography, can provide insight into the life and experiences of the subject. Subject means the person here, as well as their impact on the world around them. D. What is the difference between a biography and an autobiography? In English literature, a biography is a written account of a person's life, while an autobiography is a written account of a person's own life, written by that person themselves. An autobiography is a story of person's life written by the person himself, while the biography is the story of a person's life written by somebody else. Now we will read the autobiography of Anandi Gopal, the first Indian woman to receive education abroad and to obtain a medical degree. How did she achieve this? What were the obstacles faced by her? What made her desire to become a doctor? Read her autobiography to get answers to these questions. 1. I was born on 31st March 1865 as Yamuna Joshi in Kalyan, a small town near Mumbai. My family used to be landlords in the town, but had lost their riches. When I was 9 years old, I was married and my name was changed to Anandi. Second one, before my marriage, I could barely read Marathi. Education of girls was not common then, but my husband, Gopal Rao, was an ardent supporter of widow remarriage and women's education. After our marriage, he started teaching me. This was very difficult in those days. A husband didn't even speak directly to his wife in front of others. In the beginning, my husband tried to enroll me in the missionary schools, but that did not work out. We had to move from Kalyan to Alibag to Kolhapur and finally to Calcutta, where he was left free to teach me. Third, after my rapid progress, my husband was insistent that I should acquire higher education. In those days, female doctors were not available in our country. Many women, reluctant to approach a male doctor, would suffer a lot as a result. I myself had lost my infant son when I was 14. So I decided that I would like to be a doctor. Quote, my husband tried very hard to get me admitted to some university in America. Mrs. Carpenter of Roselle, New Jersey, by chance came to know my story and was moved by the correspondence and wrote me a letter. She offered to host me in USA since Gopal Rao wasn't able to get a job there. We decided that I should leave for America alone. We had to face a lot of opposition and criticism to the extent of people throwing stones and cow dung at us. Finally, after many trials and tribulations, in June 1883, I reached America and met my carpenter Maushi, that means aunt. Fifth, in America, there were many things that I thought were strange, and many that the carpenters found strange about me. For example, the carpenters found it odd that I wouldn't sit down on a chair when Mr. Carpenter was in the room, as was the custom in India. Then, and I was astonished that they didn't bathe every day. Other things like my clothes and my not eating non vegetarian food was also very strange for them. Carpenter Maushi took care of me as if I were her own daughter. She cried like a child when she left me at the Women's College in Philadelphia. Sixth one, the superintendent, superintendent and the secretary of college were very kind. They were impressed that I had come to study from so far away, braving poverty and opposition from my people. They even offered me a scholarship of $600 for 3 years. Seventh one, the room that was provided to me at the college didn't have a proper fireplace. The fireplace emitted a lot of smoke when lit, so it was a choice between smoke and cold. I tried to get another place, but that was not possible as no one was ready to rent a place to a brown Hindu girl trying to be a doctor. After about 2 years in that place, I had started having a constant temperature and cough. Well, living in an alien culture, weather was always going to be difficult and I was ready to face it. 8. My health was severely affected by my stay there. After around 2 years in the USA, I had sudden spells when I used to feel very faint and get a high temperature. The cough never left me. By the end of the 3 years, my condition has worsened. I somehow scrapped through the final exams. At the convocation where my husband was present, it was announced that I was first woman doctor of India and got a standing ovation for that. It was one of the most rewarding moments of my life. Day by day, I grew worse and nothing worked. My husband then admitted me to a women's hospital in Philadelphia. I was then diagnosed as having tuberculosis, but the disease hadn't yet reached my lungs. The doctor advised me to go back to India. Ninth, her return to India. The journey back home took a further toll on Arunabai's health as doctors on the ship refused to treat the brown women. On reaching India, she stayed at her cousin's place in Pune to receive treatment from a renowned Ayurvedic specialist. He, however, refused to treat her as, according to him, she had crossed the boundaries of society. Finally, on February 26, 1887, frustrated that all her achievements were in vain, Anandi Bai succumbed to her disease at the age of 22. She was mourned throughout India. Her ashes were sent to Mrs. Carpenter, who wanted to place them in her family's cemetery in Poughkeepsie. 10th, Anandi Bai's efforts, however, were not in vain. To this day, she is an inspiration to Indian girls from all walks of life. She enables us to believe that whatever our situations and circumstances, Nobody's dream are unachievable and that each of us has a potential to achieve whatever we wish to. Today, the Maharashtra government has a fellowship in her name for young women working on women's health. Please like, share, subscribe, and save the playlist. Thank you very much. Bye bye.